How much money did I make playing Sorare over September? In the video today, we're going to be reviewing my performance over the month of September. In case you missed it, we did a video all the way back in August, setting out our goals and objectives for game weeks 401 to 411, where we're using the Sorare data lineup builder to see how many times could I enter into divisions, be competitive, and try and win money, threshold, cards, and everything else in between. In that video, we set out objectives and we were very aware of the different pitfalls and tried to keep it conservative around what our actual success rate might be. So in the video today, we'll be reviewing all of that. On top of that as well, guys, we are also running a giveaway on the channel where I'll be giving away a limited Eberiche Eze. If you want to win that card, all you need to do is go and watch the Sorare Scoring Matrix Explained video that I've released on the channel recently, the one there with the thumbnail of Erling Haaland. Just give that a wee watch and drop any beginner advice regarding the scoring matrix that you wish you knew when you started playing Sorare, and I might pick it at random. I might pick the best suggestion. We'll see what the comments are like, but make sure you subscribe to the channel. It is for subscribers only, but if you jump onto that video and leave a nice wee comment that might help a beginner who's trying to figure out Sorare and the scoring matrix, etc., then we'll be giving away an Eberiche Eze. And once we've reviewed our performance, I'll then be looking ahead to the next chapter of the season. Once we come out of this international break, we're in that final furlong before Christmas. At any point in the video today, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel. We're still pushing for 10,000 subscribers, and we cannot do that without your support, guys. So if you have fun here, you have a good time, hit the like button, hit subscribe for more content like this, and get involved in the comment section in general, and let us know what you thought about the video. And yeah, let's just get stuck into it. Now, if you've been on the channel for a while, over this month, you'll probably know about some of the bigger wins that we've had, certainly. But we set out over game weeks 401 to 411 a target, an objective, where we're going to be able to enter 7 cap 240 rare entries, and where we're going to be able to get in 6 super rare threshold entries in that period of time. The thresholds were going to be changing and everything else. And I set myself a 50% round up target. So for the 7 rare thresholds, we were hoping to get 4, and for the rare, super rare thresholds, we were hoping to just get 3 out of 6. Now, one thing we didn't factor into that video was card wins. Now, I'm not going to be factoring that into the success rate of this video at all. But because we did that video over the weekend, the Road to Goretzka, as I kind of named it when I was making it, I thought it would be good to start the video off showing you the cards I've won over that period of time. So starting all the way back in game week 401, and the reason I like this, the way it's kind of panned out, is because it's been a gradual increase over the last couple of weeks of my players coming into form, my strategy starting to pay off, and I think it's just a very good visual. So we kind of started this expedition on game week 401, where you can see we've won a Mede Zafani. We then quickly follow that up in 403 and 407 with 2 cap 270 wins for a Simon Terode and a Shane Duffy. And you're thinking, okay, cool, some more cap fodder. They're not worth anything nominal. They're all kind of, 30 and above, give or take. So yeah, whatever. We then move into the main kind of portion of the season. And, again, if you were on the channel, you'll know already, we secured a huge victory in game week 409, where we got the unique, we got the super rare, we got the rare. We had a rainbow there, full color spectrum. It was lovely to see. The weekend prior to that, we did pick up also a Hugo Seque, which was fun. And, those cards are all fantastic wins, fantastic Ws. Very pleasing as well to win 2 limiteds out of the free-to-play mode. A Daniel Steres from MLS Amateur, and from the La Liga Amateur, we won an Ibrahim Akoni, who we gave away to someone who joined in on the Sorare Deadline stream. The Deadline stream is on this channel every Friday. It's me and Harry Trades, and we cover predicted 11s and strategy and all that kind of stuff right at the deadline. So make sure to check that out if you don't normally. Now, I've not kept all of these rewards, okay, but I think already the threshold target could have been reached by selling basically the rewards we've got on these first 2 lines here. Obviously, we've not done that. We've kept quite a lot of the good ones, the fun ones, but winning cards has been good fun over this season so far. Now, at that point of recording, we've got another couple of awards to trickle in before we get to the international break, but we've got another whole row on top of this. And a lot of these guys are gone already straight away because we did a massive trade, obviously, for that Goretzka. But good to see some good form at FC Barcelona, and over 11 game weeks. I don't know how many cards that is, but it's 15 cards over 11 game weeks or whatever. I can live with that. That's a good ROI. Now, over the month here, over the piece, as I've went back and looked through and analysed all the results that we've had, You know, it's one of those ones where I've actually hit the super rare threshold this week in game week 413, but this wasn't included in. And I feel a wee bit silly because knowing this week was also included, I would have factored it into that video because it's the last week before an international break. So in terms of the targets, the objectives, the milestones that we're setting out with these videos, there's this little random game week now that we've hit targets and it doesn't really count towards anything. So again, along with the cards, we've got a lot of Brucey bonus stuff to put in the back burner. I also finished an All-Star Rare in the top 100 on one occasion, and I got maybe like 80 quid, which is like a threshold and a half on the rare level. Again, not going to include any of this in the actual threshold, did we smash it or not. So for the rare one, like I mentioned already, we had 7 entries to go in throughout the month to try and hit cap 240 rare. Some of them were on the old system and some of them were on the new system. And I was worried, I was nervous about the new system changeover. Would it reduce my competitive strength? Would it mean I would hit it, or would it mean I would miss it more often than not? But with the rare one, we hit it 5 times out of 7. So our goal was 4. We rounded up on the 50% target and we smashed it. We hit 5 out of 7, which was fantastic. Had we included the extra week, we would have hit 6 out of 8, which is a very lovely ratio as well. Now, with the super rare one, that is obviously the one I'm really pushing for and the one that I think I would be wanting to hit. Ideally, that same ratio that I've just hit with the rare, I would love to be able to replicate that at super rare level. But again, when we looked at the month that we had out of the 11, 12 game weeks, we're only going to be entering it 6 times with us having a 5-man entry. Out of those 6 times, I was hoping we would get a 50% hit rate on the old system moving into the new system. And I've got to say, guys, since the old and the new and the international break in the middle, I was going through this month really thinking, Jesus, man, I'm nowhere near hitting targets on this. And looking back on it, just missed out. We hit 2 out of the 6 thresholds in the time period that we'd set. Had I added in the Brucey bonus week, we would have hit it 3 times out of 7, which would have been hitting 50% but rounding down, which we wouldn't have done. We would have done the 4. So we still definitely missed the target on that one. But I do feel as the month has progressed, we've got gradually better at the new cap 240. Made some trades as well, and I feel that my gallery is a little bit stronger. But on top of that as well, I hit one of my primo season goals by winning a unique. Now, at the beginning of the season, guys, I did a video setting out my goals, my objectives for the season, how much money I wanted to make over the season, what cards I wanted to win, what tactical, strategical moves I wanted to make as a gallery, etc. And a huge part of that was win a unique. Try and move into cap 240U. And already in the first kind of furlong, the first kind of hurdle of the season, we've hit a huge milestone. Now, this gives me ultimate confidence that I can maybe go and hit it one more time before the season hits out. The way my form is going with some of my cards, some of the cards I have, just the general quality of them, and my ability, I think, to be a wee bit more flexible prioritization. I'm crossing my fingers we can repeat it, but this goes down as a huge win for the season for FC Barcelona. The Take Kubo is nice, the super rares have been cool, but winning a unique, and you know, this guy could have been an absolute dud. He's not far off it, but he's somewhat handy. You know, he's a good 240 cap player, but this was a huge goal for the season that, yeah, hitting thresholds, that's the kind of main mechanics that we're focusing on month to month, period to period, to keep us competitive, to keep us moving along with the leaderboards. But there's these bigger overarching targets and objectives that we're setting that we're slowly starting to eat away at. Now, with the giveaway we're running on the channel, I'm going to be giving away a bunch of Premier League limiteds. Of course, we're starting off with that Eberici Eze on the Sorare scoring matrix video, like I explained to you already. But I'm trying to make a little subtle move into limited 240 just to get that extra little bit of $5 grind on, just to top it up into the balance. It feels like, since I'm going to be keeping like 5 or 6 of these outfielders anyway, it feels kind of pointless to not have a shot at it every once in a while. So I think over, you know, playing with some of these 3D cards, I might go and get one from the market. I might try and maybe win another one. We've done well by winning 2 limiteds out of the free-to-play mode already. So that's kind of cool as well, and showing that on all sides of the game here, we're trying to cut it as many different ways as possible, because had I just been an avid football fan, like I say, I just won 2 240 limiteds in this month, in the first month of the season when XPs are at 0. Well, MLS, actually, that's not the case. That was where I won one of the cards. But with the La Liga one, that, you know, anyone could have done that. That was in one of the first game weeks. So I do think that if you're committed and you push for it, out of those 6 common entries, like, hey, you can get lucky. You can pull a couple of cards here and there that could be somewhat useful into the cap mode. So there's a nice wee kind of like fun underbelly kind of limited thing on the go. But once we come out of this next international period, we're then got the final furlong to Christmas. Now, I already had a wee look ahead, and in total, we're looking at 9 weekends, which is 18 game weeks in total until we get to mid-December. Some leagues will still kind of carry on, but we'll start to see a lot of shutdowns around that time, winter breaks, etc. And I think that's when you notice, again, we get out of that eye of the vortex. MLS goes away. A lot of the non-European regions do finish up for bigger breaks or season ends as well. And I know in my experience, this is my 4th season playing Sorare. This is my exact favourite point of the season. So we'll have 4 Champions League midweeks in this period, as well as 9 domestic weekends where we should know the best 11s, we should know who's fit and available, we know who's getting booked, we know what the rotations, the substitutions are. We should have a real good feel of our players and where they're at. No matter what region they're in, are they at MLS and going into playoff situation, J&K League, moving into, you know, South America, Sudamericanas, all that kind of stuff, never mind the main European stuff we're talking about. And I know over that period of time, I should have the ability to go after the rare 240 at least 13 out of the 18 times. Now, normally, guys, I would go all the way through Sorare Data Lineup Builder and do it, but the calendar on there now doesn't reach that far. So, safe to say, for rare, we'll definitely be able to get 13 game weeks where we'll be able to put a cap 240 lineup out and try and hit it. And with that amount of entries and the amount of success we had in the last month, I've got to think about, we've surely got the potential to be hitting that 10 times out of 13. The reason I say that is because I think those other 3 times you could just get a guy that gets sent off or has a crap game and can really scupper it. But I think I've shown already I've got enough quality, enough variety in my club that I can rotate different pieces through different game weeks to make sure I hit the cap and still successfully bring in the ETH. So 10 out of 13 game weeks, I'm quite confident we can set that objective for the rare one. And with super rare, you know, we didn't hit our objective last time, but I do feel over this period, we've brought in defenders like Starfelt, we've seen Kuto come into the fray, I've also made the Goretzka move, and we've seen some other midfield players really mature, guys like Roca, Yangel Herrera, Brais Mendes has really moved up a level. And I've seen some of my forwards come into the fray as well, guys like Oyarzabal. So I do feel that my super rares have actually all kind of moved up a level. And even though we didn't hit the target last time, I would be eager to try and stretch and go beyond 50%. But alas, we're not going to do that. I know I can hit 9 weekends of playing cap 240. I'm not too sure if domestically we get Serie A or La Liga having any midweeks where I'll be able to play, but safe to say if we only have 9 weekends where we're able to actually go and play cap 240, I'm going to go for 50% and round up. I want to hit it 5 times out of the 9 available to me. If I hit the super rare 240 5 times, that would be $1,000. And if I hit the rare 240 10 times, that would be $500. So over the next 9 calendar weeks, we'll be looking to pull in 1,500 quid from cap 240. We're going to need decisives. We're going to need guys that play every game. We're going to need goalkeepers that do not kill us. And if we could think about that secondary layer of things, if we're aiming and we're building teams with that kind of competitive strength, last time we won 13 cards over the 11 game weeks, if memory serves me right. Again, could we average over a card a game week over 18 game weeks? That would be phenomenal. We would be probably pulling in like 20 fresh cards across rare and super rare in particular. And I think that could really do a lot to make my club move up a level, maybe help me bring in some more reinforcements, maybe help me move into that 240 unique position that we're kind of striving and almost positioning ourselves into at the moment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. On screen and now some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys, and I'll catch you around. Take care. Bye-bye.